Scarlet, Devil, and Anotand for the second series.
Yeah, so that's going to be very, very interesting. Anotand and Scarlet Devil. Scarlet Devil, he made quite the impression during the qualifiers, where he qualified by taking down Corvinus in a 3-0 fashion. So very, very much a player that has kind of like been going under the radar so far. Definitely has what it takes in order to compete at the top level, and he's going to be facing off against Anotand. First game of this series is going to be Mongols for Anotand against the English from Scarlet Devil on Cliffside. And Mongols, that's a civilization that Anotand is very, very, very familiar with. One of the first civilizations that he really started to like learn while getting better and better at the game.
Yeah, I feel like his first civ that he was known for was the Delhi, and then he kind of started branching out, and Mongols was definitely one of those next comfort pick civilizations for him. Meanwhile, Scarlet Devil on the other side, you already said it, might not be as much of a known player now, but maybe, you know, we'll look back on this a couple months later and be like, oh, here comes the Scarlet Devil Anotand, you know, rivalry matchup because he's been starting to make a name for himself.
Indeed, indeed. Looking at the remaining map pool, Anotand, he's managed to secure himself the Byzantine. Scarlet Devil got the Delhi in, and the Abbasid. Anotand, Ayyubids, and Malians, and the Huri remaining for him. So overall, I want to say, like, both players got a decent amount of very good civilizations going for them.
Yeah, and this is one where I always like look at the civilizations and more of the play style of the player for the civilizations that they get. You know, you have some players that they love their macro gameplay, booming on up, their walls, trading. You got some they like their aggression, they're all inning. And that is really one where, you know, did they get the civs that suit their play style as well as being strong in the meta?
And here we go, jumping right into our game number one between Anotand and Scarlet Devil. Up here on Cliffside. What do we see going on here at the beginning? No move out from Anotand yet onto the gold. Something that we do see from time to time when Mongols play up against English, they obviously can't go for the barracks opening because spearmen against like villagers with short bows typically doesn't work out too well. But what you can do is you could go for a stable and open up with double produced horsemen, potentially.
Yeah, and that is one where, you know, it's a opening I have seen and there we go. There's the stables, just like you were calling it, and let's see if it is going to be the double produced horseman opening here.
Still have one villager on wood. Getting the horseman out will take a little bit longer than the spearman, if he wants to go for the double production, at least. Because you're going to need a lot more stone in order to double produce them. You're going to need 120 stone compared to just 80 stone for double production there.
Yeah, and I think that is still his plan. He has that one villager on wood just to get enough for that horseman, and then he just needs to wait for the stone to come on in. Oh, and he just decides to go ahead and Q1 up before the double.
Yeah. Whoever behind this is going to move over towards the gold now, so of course we'll want to get his own age up in at one point as well. Ooh, Scarlet Devil though, pulling all of his villagers away from the gold mine, so there's nothing really of value to be had there. For
all
Anotand.
The villagers over on the sheep now, and no gold to be taken. So the horseman will probably just try to start burning down that mining camp if it doesn't get deleted.
He's going for a double produce horseman.
And this is one of those that feels bad, especially when we've seen the base of Scarlet Devil. Like I said, the only thing that could give him something is if he is able to put a torch on the mining camp before it gets deleted.
Yeah. That would be a good amount of value that he could get out of that one. Abbey of Kings now going up for Scarlet Devil with 5 villagers on that. And this is kind of like the issue with the horseman play. It is something that you can do in theory, especially back in the days when it was more meta to have a little bit more like Dark Age openings coming in from the English, like when the English open up with Dark Age. Not that they really do that against the Mongols at the current meta, but it is something that you were able to do at one point, especially on like hybrid maps. You were able to like open up with the horsemen against the English. Currently, I don't think that really works too well anymore.
The scout saw the first horseman perfectly from Anotand moving across and chooses not to delete the mining camp. Maybe is like, hey, going horseman, there's not going to be as many torches down. It might take you some time, can easily pull a build, try to do some healing on the mining camp. So maybe won't see the bounty bonus go down, but I still think that Anotand should be able to at least secure that one up for himself.
Anotand is going to be able to pressure the stone mine at the very least, though, with one of his remaining horsemen. So is going to get a lay-in when it comes to the gathering of stone. Villager actually comes out from Scarlet Devil, wants to repair the gold mine. So at least a little bit of idle time being caused. Barracks now coming in for Scarlet Devil, though, so Spearmen are going to do wonders against these horsemen then.
Yep, Deerstones is the feudal landmark opted for Anotand. Just gives you that boost to your overall economy. It's like a little mini wheelbarrow right when it finishes on up.
Yeah, not just that, but also just overall unlocks the Yam aura for all of your infantry as well. So your infantry, while in range, is going to be incredibly fast. Even faster than HRE.
And again, Scarlet Devil trying to move out for the stone, but this has been a good... so while the horsemen, it didn't feel great that it's like, oh, they didn't get any damage, they didn't deny the gold. They caused some idle time, and they've delayed the timing of the second TC, and that's really the key.
Yeah. Now,
King out.
Coming out.
Still no bounty bonus, so great job here early on by Scarlet Devil.
Yeah, it does mean that Scarlet Devil is not going to give over any of that bounty at the moment for Anotand. Deerstone's about to finish up, and we see Anotand investing into scouts now, so maybe a pro scout play could be coming in for him.
Yeah, and we talked about just in the previous matchup, 2TC English versus a pro scout play. Well, it didn't work out in that game, but that second TC came down immediately. Didn't have any pressure, didn't have any map control. The difference here is that English TC doesn't immediately come down. Oh, Khan does, though. GG's in the chat.
Yeah, Khan will get taken down here. Lots of villagers for Scarlet Devil working on that second TC. The delay did come in from the horseman. So second TC will be coming in a little bit later. Pro Scout is around a third of the way finished. Some of the scouts even just downright just pushing the deer in. And the gold there looks to be secured by the main TC for Anotand.
Yeah. Horseman trying to do some damage to that king. Getting some good damage on in. Scarlet Devil going to try to run back away, but the horsemen, they got faster move speed. They can keep doing the damage if Anotand wants, but decides that just defending his base is good enough.
Yeah, King just going to heal himself up again. Archer range now coming in as well. We're getting some Keshiks behind it all as well. Deer haven't quite been lured over yet.
Not quite yet. But it seems like we are, there it is. First couple deer starting to get brought back in.
It's going to be a good
And this is
sauce.
where, yeah, the food economy for Anotand is going to start feeling real good. Scarlet Devil on the other side is just now building that second TC and finishing it up. So that's where, in a usual English game, what would you say is that second TC usually finished up at? It's definitely before 6 minutes, I feel like.
Yeah, if you're able to just go for the naked second TC, you can get it up at 5:30. You can start building it at 4:45, 4:40-ish.
So
little dive.
Good delay by Anotand for that second TC timing. Scarlet Devil pushing the horsemen away from the spears, but now there's going to be some Keshiks. Now there's going to be some archers. Anotand's ready to just start pressuring this forward, and we'll have that deer income to support it as well.
Yeah, deer income looking really, really good now for him. He had both of the double deer pack right next to his base as well, so the pro scouts, it's not really easy to deny that at all. Keshiks coming as well, archers in the mix as well. So it's going to have an answer to all the units from Scarlet Devil now.
Yeah, and the scary thing for Scarlet Devil here is that front wood line is pretty far out from the TC. Archers can just position on that side just like they're doing now. We see a couple volleys go across. will be able to try to grab wood from the wood line near the second TC, but this is still just a lot of delay, a lot of timing, and this is the problem when you don't have Council Hall. You don't have that typical double archery range right off the bat. You can't all of a sudden skyrocket your military mass. It takes you a while to get production down. You have to sacrifice farms or something else, and guess what? Scarlet Devil did not sacrifice farms, and so I think almost has a full set already, so is just so severely behind in military.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Scarlet Devil, though, I mean, 2TC is nice. No economy upgrades for him yet. Anotand does have double broad X going for him. So good amount of additional wood income. Khan Hunter is going to fall back in time. And Khan Hunter, the aura is really, really nice here for these archers. Means they're going to have a lot more range, especially when you're up against the English, which already have more range on their longbows. Having additional movement speed as the Mongols and then the additional range as well means that you are going to be able to take significantly better engagements against the archers from the English.
And a really nice pickup there from Anotand. He saw the damage he got on the king, and he's like, all right, I got the horsemen, they're faster. Let's go ahead and try to pick off this king at the very least, force it away from the base. If it circles back to Scarlet Devil's base, he's got it perfectly cut off.
So many units at the moment out for Anotand as well. Once again, Falcon comes in, and Villager will get picked off.
Villager falls, Spear falls as well, I believe. And there's the king. The king going down is so huge. That's just that annoying pesky unit. So good at picking off reinforcements, healing himself up, and oh no, another villager falls.
The vision is still there, and as long as it is, like, Anotand, he can just keep going over to the wood line and get another villager kill whenever he wants to.
Yep, and so this is where Scarlet Devil now has to reposition back again to the front wood line. But if I'm Anotand, you just double down on what you just had done prior. Go back to that front wood line with another 4 archers and start sniping on again and just idle, keep doing damage. And his military numbers are just continuing to skyrocket while he is putting his gold into blacksmith upgrades, economic upgrades, and Scarlet Devil has to spend resources on more villagers and trying to stabilize.
It is pretty tough for him at the moment. Behind all of this, Anotand just started to trade as well.
Yeah, long trade route that he had. And this is, I said 4, but, you know, he just goes in with another, 7,
and the same
8.
time on the other side as well.
Is able to pick up 2 different villager kills and a ton more idle time. You know, I laugh when everyone says, like, oh, English base, you can't do anything against it. You can't attack an English base. It's like, you don't have to dive their base. You just have to deny resources that they're trying to get. And that's exactly what Anotand's doing. Every time Scarlet Devil moves out for the wood line, a few archers are there to deny.
Shake's still sticking around. That second TC doesn't do quite as much damage as the main TC. Not that many villagers can fit it inside, and once again, Raid comes in. Doesn't quite get a villager kill, though. But idle time has been caused.
Idle time indeed has been caused. Villagers again have to reposition from the front wood line over to the back. Scarlet Devil knew it. He's like, Anotand, he keeps attacking me from 2 sides at once. So he knew that front side attack was about to come in. He pulled those units back. But Anotand finally has his own eco boom behind this. He is going to continue to skyrocket the traders. I wouldn't even be surprised to see, 5-10 minutes from now, Anotand, or even 5 minutes from now, Anotand having a higher eco number because he is the one putting pressure on while also reinvesting behind it.
And the trade, I mean, looking at Anotand's resource right now, he can go up to Castle Age soon. Which is crazy behind having this much military out on the field. And Proska, I mean, I guess Proska is just what makes all of this possible.
Yeah, just nice, safe, secure, great food economy for himself. And you said it here now. He is about to go up to Castle while having a military mass.
Yeah, big military mass. And if he goes up with the Kurultai, he can just park that right in front of his opponent's base. Instead, Step Redoubt is going to be the choice here for Anotand. Does mean that every single villager he has on gold is going to give him an additional 50% dropped off gold there. So effectively, you turn a 4,000 gold mine into 6,000 gold.
And look at how bad Scarlet Devil had been struggling and needing that wood line. He's been just nonstop making longbows. He has not been able to move out and scout at all because of what he had been dealing with. He had to respect the Master Anotand, and now he's going to be surprised by a Castle Age. He's going to have to move to another wood line here in the next couple seconds, right when Anotand is going to be getting Castle Age upgrade and being ready to put the pedal to the metal.
Osman getting caught off guard there. At least one of them is going to go down, trying to chase that scout away. Steppered out. Wait. Where is it going? Where? Is that the steppered out? No, okay, never mind.
I thought it was at first.
No, that's a deer stone. The steppered out isn't even finished yet. Had me there for a second. But no, he's just going to get that movement speed for his units at the front line now with that deer stones. Nice to
Looks
have
like some Keshik raid on the backside.
Yeah, once again, Keshik.
Oh,
just diving
couple
in.
Villagers down that we can see. Maybe 2-3 more villagers that had fallen, and Scarlet Devil is still just continuing to take more and more damage. Khan does go down as well, but Scarlet Devil has not been able to move out from his tiny little square. It's not like he even got some walls, down to the edge of the map. It is literally his tiny little square that he started with the vision.
Yeah, so many villagers down, and I'm behind all of this with the trade. Scarlet Devil at the end only having 5 more economy units, and with all the idle time that has been caused here so far, just not a situation that feels good at the moment at all. We go Deer Stones approaching the front side of the base.
Oh, no. You hate to see English villagers having to go onto berries, not to mention 20-plus English villagers having to go onto the berries. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Our villagers have to evacuate again. Keshik's coming in now. Veterancy in on them. Another Keshik in the backside. So much armor on them now. And Scarlet Devil being pushed inside of his base. No chance of being able to go up to the next age here behind all of this. Body block comes in from the archers as well. Separates the spearmen, at least some of the spearmen, from being able to connect onto the Keshiks. Men-at-Arms now frontlining. Lots of armor on those units as well.
I mean, they're getting tickled by these English, town centers, longbows, everything. Scarlet Devil knows he cannot hold. Anotand takes game number 1 just with a very clean and methodical approach there.
Yeah, indeed. And you might say that, sure, the horsemen at the beginning didn't really achieve a lot, but they achieved enough. They caused the investment into the spearmen. They caused a delay on that second TC. It went up a lot later than it would usually go, and Anotand also made sure that he's going to be able to go for pro scouts uncontested there on his side of the map. So gets a lot of the food and goes for trade, scales out his own economy, gets so many villager kills. And it all just adds up to him being able to dive Scarlet Devil's base there in the end.
Exactly. What a solid game number 1. Not even 16 minutes. So we're going to show y'all some of the highlights that we saw from Anotand and how he was able to just eke out the slow lead and continue to build on that lead, attacking either side of the wood line, continuing to cause idle time and damage.
Yeah, it's just that Falcon being able to provide that line of sight over the wood lines. Anton being able to get those sneaky villager kills in time and time again. It's just the idle time. Once again, the military falls back, but the Falcon, it's still there. So Anton's just able to go for another villager kill right after that. And again.
God, this is just one of those things. You get so frustrated when you're playing this game as the English. You think you're holding one side and you're like, oh, I reacted that raid good. And you're like, oh no, the other side, dang it. And then this is where we saw the 25 villagers onto the berries. Anotand, he's got the Castle Age upgrades now. He's got the Men-at-Arms transition too. And there's nothing English can do to deal with those Men-at-Arms in Feudal Age.
Yeah. Next up on the agenda though, that is going to be a tough matchup for the Malians. We're going to be seeing the Abbasid coming in for Scarlet Devil up against Mali from Anotand. And that's a notoriously tough matchup because not only do Abbasid get some of the strongest archers in the game, they got a really solid economy up against the cattle economy, or even maybe pro scouts. I think Abbasid can probably still just go 2-3 TC up against that, but they are able to absolutely demolish unarmored units with their camel archers. Taking a look at our Group A, Marine Law did manage to beat Baltune. Baltimore able to take 2 games off Marine Law. That is quite intense.
Yeah, I mean, at least even losing the series, you still, if you're Bolton, you're feeling really good for yourself. You're like, I was able to take 2 games off of him. I'm not sure how close the other 3 games were, but even still, you're like, all right, I should be able to take up and make it through his elimination round that's coming up next for him.
Yeah, 100%. No games played so far in Group B. Then in Group C, we got Beastie leading in the set against Miyamaika. Louis MT beating Demu 3-1. That's a set we casted earlier here today. Last but not least, current ongoing set, Anotand vs Scarlet Devil, with Anotand in the lead right now. 1-0.
Wham Mahodo not starting yet, and that is the updates for the group stage for y'all. We will continue to give y'all updates, especially if we see any hype stuff happening, like we definitely saw when we were casting the first series with Baltoon, proving a few upsets through.
Indeed, indeed. Now, game number 2 between Anton and Scarlet Devil, just a minute away from now on, and wanna quickly use this time to do a little bit of a little bit of guilt tripping our viewers here. Because if you enjoy all of this content that is being brought to you live here for free from EGC TV, all of these amazing tournaments, you know what to do. You know how to support them. You can just continue watching here on Twitch. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. Helps us out a lot. Really does go far, a really long way. So EGC TV is going to be able to continue giving us money in order to cast for you guys.
Exactly. All the support is much appreciated. There's plenty of different ways to do so. So support however y'all like. But, obviously, money is the best.
I mean, these events do cost something, and you never know. We do have a lot of ongoing events that are being planned. Well, not ongoing, but like a lot of events planned at the moment that are coming in the near future. We do have the EGC Masters Series, after all, so a lot of ongoing events happening in the near future there that are going to be going for a very long time. More of them coming in the future as well. So definitely, you got to be up on your toes there, because there is so much going on in the Age of Empires 4 esports scene.
Exactly. There's, this is obviously first big tournament of the year, but there has been a full announced schedule going forward, which I feel like is something that we haven't had a lot of years going into it. You don't really know what to expect, yeah, we're going to have some tournaments, but we know of the exact tournaments that are potentially be happening.
Ooh. Oh. Taking a quick look at the replays again there. All right. That is the perfect introduction, though, as we are going to be jumping into our game number 2 now, between Scarlet Devil and Anotand. We called it out earlier, Abbasid versus Marlians. That's a notoriously tough matchup for the Marlians, and we're going to have to see if Abbasid Dynasty is a civilization that Scarlet Devil really knows how to play, because if you mess up with your game plan, Marley can still win this.
Yeah, I mean, I always laugh when people talk about like these like one-sided matchups. It's like, I promise you, if I was playing ABBA right now, I would get stomped into the dirt. And it's like, it matters the player behind the Civ as well, and their game plan and their scouting and everything there. And so my question is with this being a tilted towards ABBA matchup, do you think there's a different play style that Anotand may go for Mali other than, the typical Mali gameplay?
We've seen him go pro scout in the first game with the Mongols. We could see him go pro scout again. I feel like pro scout isn't that great against the Abbasid, mainly because if they just go 3TC, they don't pay a lot for their villagers anyways, and pro scout delays you by a good bit when it comes to your reaction, your aggression onto the Abbasid. I feel like if you leave them alone for just a minute too long, Abbasid kind of becomes unkillable.
Yeah, it's so funny because like ABBA, they're that Civ that like they can go from feeling super weak to like the smallest tilts, like, and now they have an unstoppable, unbeatable economy, and it's just like that. That's exactly it. You said it. You can't let ABBA's eco get to the point they want to get online. Usually they're dropping 2, sometimes 3 TCs. They're getting to Castle Age and then extending out that House of Wisdom network that allows them to get a lot of extra other bonuses with the House of Wisdom.
Indeed, an economic wing is going to be the choice here. for Scarlet Devil, so definitely playing into that potential multi-TC build here as the Abbot. Villager is still on gold, so he's going to have enough resource to get those important upgrades, namely Fertile Crescent as well as fresh foodstuffs. And Aja coming in for Anotand. Oh, okay.
What?
Huh? I mean, good market position, but
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what this turns out to be. Maybe he's just, worried about military wing units early? Question mark?
Maybe? Exclamation mark.
Anotand, I asked if he was going to do something different. I guess the Saharan Trade Network is different. Maybe he's going to start trading and saying, if you do your own boom, I'm going to have my own sort of boom as well. The big hard part there is the ABBA have a lot of mobile units to be able to actually deal with traders somewhat effectively.
They do have the Camel Archer. Just having a mobile archer unit against traders can be really, really effective. Absolutely can be. And it's... It's going to be interesting.
The question is this
sure
actually trade?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Like, is he actually going to trade here behind this? Or is this just like a little bit of a bait out? He put villagers onto gold. He put villagers onto wood. So the answer is maybe.
Meanwhile, we know what Scarlet Devil's doing. Eco Wing, Fertile Crescent, fresh foodstuffs, and TCs.
Yeah. That's not a hot take.
Not at all. We already see both of those upgrades coming through. Very cheap, very fast, and easy upgrades to get. Meanwhile, the network is about to finish. And Anotand, it looks like he's got the resources to do the pro scouts, but I don't think he wants to do it. I would assume he would be maybe making some more scouts already. Or I guess stables.
I mean, you can't make a stable in Dark Age, but
yeah.
Villager could already move out in order to place a market on one side of the map. We don't see a mill, we don't see a stable. I would have expected the market at least to start to go up. But right now, I'm just not sure what exactly.
He's going second TC. Anotand's going second TC. Anotand's going second
he
TC,
is.
dude.
He actually is.
All right, it took me a while to have it register with the macro being different from Molly, but he is definitely, and there it is. It's on the wood line. Not a bad timing too. Okay.
For those of you that are confused now, because Anotand didn't gather up stone, Molly got changed. They now pay gold for their TC instead of stone.
Yeah, it makes their macro so much easier. They were always that, hey, we got extra gold. I always love, they're always aging up to feudal, and then all of a sudden they have 200, 300 gold, and this is an exact good use for it.
Yeah. So definitely making use of an interesting change there. I'm wondering though, we do still have that Saharan Trade Network. Is he still going to make use of that?
Myriad says 2 TC into Farimba.
What the hell are you guys doing?
But that's also where I can't always trust Twitch chat, because Guts is over there. He said before game started, he's like, Anotand said all in is the way to do this matchup. And I'm like, 2 TC is not all inning. 2 TC all inning is a different story, though, maybe.
Are we seeing a cattle ranch now, as a follow-up? You got 2 TC. Are you now just going to start going for, cattle? And you cow boom behind this? That could be a good way to, keep up with the Abbasid dynasty, right? Instead of just... Is it... No, he's pro-scouting now after the fact. He knows that Abbasid doesn't really go for pro-scout themselves, so that was just yeah, I don't need to rush this up. I can just take my time and go for it later on. Third TC
and there's the third TC. It's immediately scouted. I always love when you scout the timing that a TC is being built, because nothing's worse than you run into a TC and you're like, oh no, how long has this TC been up? Well, Anotand knows exactly how long this TC has been up.
Yeah, I mean, Deer is going to be tough for Anton to take. At the same time, though, it would be tough for ordinary scouts, but these aren't ordinary scouts. These aren't even just ordinary professional scouts. These are ordinary warrior professional scouts, and that's a long title.
That is a long title.
It comes with a lot of benefits.
And the barracks is the first choice from Scarlet Devil. 3TC production is online and going to need to try to deny the Pro Scouts of some sort, I guess, and Spears is the choice. But we saw how effective Spears were a few games ago in the last series.
I mean, the deer for Scarlet Devil next to his 30C, they got lured in pretty deep next to that TC. Could go for I would personally just wall that side off, like to the wood line. And we do see the walls coming in now.
Yep. Yeah, this is super necessary.
I am not live coaching.
Are you sure? Wow, I just checked Discord. Who's Scarlet Devil in this Discord call with us?
Oh my god. Drama.
No.
But yeah, wall is coming in, so it means the Pro Scouts are at least going to be denied from one of the deer pack here. So Anotand at the most is going to get 3 deer packs off the map. Still going to be a lot of food income. 3 deer packs, that's at least 6,000 food for him. And one of the scouts is going to get taken down.
He flew a little too close to the sun there.
Oh my god, yes. Wall about to finish up. 3 villagers working on that one, and Scarlet Devil behind this does have a well-sized village lead at the moment. 5 villagers ahead, but most importantly, he's not paying full price for these villagers.
You can see how bad Anotand really needs to start getting some of those deer ferried home, because he is, like we talked about English on the berries, he is heavy onto those berries at home, and it just, if you're going Pro Scouts, it doesn't feel good to be on berries, and especially when you have another... I thought he had another deer pack already secured next to the Saharan trade network that he dropped a mill on that he could just be over at instead.
Yeah, I guess it was too much walking distance for him, potentially.
I guess so. You just see him re-macroing those villagers, still sending scouts out and about. And so far, the eco lead is not something crazy out of the question. Scarlet Devil's been able to create an 8 villager lead so far, and both of these players are macroing to castle.
Yeah, difference is, though, that Scarlet Devil does have access to cheap farms, cheaper villagers, and the Golden Age buff as well for his economy. So 15% more economy. That is quite good.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other side, Anotand's only got some of that passive eco going for himself, as well as the Pro Scout. So is that going to be enough to be the difference? Obviously, that's not the only thing to account for. It's dependent on, what military you're going to do. Are you going to be going for this quick all-in timing? Because Anotand, he can rush his down. Scarlet Devil, he's got a minute 45, whether he likes it or not.
Military wing coming in behind this for Scarlet Devil as well, and I mean, it can't just be Musafati Warriors and Freeborn, right? Because Scarlet Devil has a good answer to that with Camel Riders. Those can deal pretty well with the Musafati Warriors. On top of that, Camel Archers also do bonus damage against the Musafati Warriors. Spearmen, with the Phalanx upgrade, yeah, are gonna do really well there as well. You can then also add boot camp on top of that, give them even more HP, so even going to be tankier at the front line.
And there's those cheaper farms already starting to come into play for Scarlet Devil. Needing to do that, obviously has those extra villagers out, is eating up a lot of the food, and is prepping for the necessary food transition earlier.
And now for a garrison about to complete. Walls coming in though for Scarlet Devil. Something that he won't really have, though. I'm not sure about the relic situation here. Anotand, I think he just dropped down his mosque. So he's going to be able to get some relics in soon. All the relics are outside of the walls. Oh, or his scout is going to go down.
Scout barely gets taken down. Villagers being idled out a little bit, but Anotand now gets forced away from that location.
We have Mensa Musafati warriors. I'm not sure, does Scarlet Devil have an archery range? He's adding in another barracks. We do have double archery range. Okay. So he should still be able to be fine there. If he gets like 2 camel archers out, they're going to do amazing against these Musafati warriors. They get spotted out now. So now Scarlet Devil has the information.
Able to start taking down a few of the units, but information is the key, like you just said. Scarlet Devil knows how to react, or hopefully knows how to react here to the Mansa Musafati play.
Was coming in for him as well. And archers are going to do a great job against them still. They don't have any pierce armor.
Nope, no pierce armor at all. Horsemen trying to dive. Camel riders getting ready to take the fight as well. Not too many archers here, but Anotand still feeling the need to run away. Doesn't have his reinforcing mass there yet. I feel like trying to bait the fight into the stealth force. That's exactly what happens. Rest of his mass arrives, turns back around, takes the fight. Scarlet Devil headed back towards the base, and it looks like the first big engagement might be happening. They're still kind of at this standoff, just picking off units here and there as they run.
Yeah, appears to be the case. Archer mass not quite where it needs to be yet. Veterancy is on its way now. Just got queued up. Pierce armor has come in for Anotand, but pierce damage at the same time for Scarlet Devil as well. Fight happening just at the gate there, but could be repaired.
Anotand falling back, at least for the time being. Key thing here is food difference. Anotand's up about 400 or 500 food per minute, and so his queue is just full steam ahead over here.
Yeah, a couple of villagers went for a little bit of a jog outside the walls. I'm gonna find that that's not quite the best idea for him. We now have a farm transition behind all of this for Anotand, so deer, they ran out super quickly for him.
It doesn't look like he ever really secured as many deer as we'd expect. I still see the picture on Scarlet Devil's side, and he still has deer next to his Saharan trade network. Yeah. More villagers being pulled to try to repair this wall. There's some a little bit of some circling going on. Doesn't seem like all of them are repairing it the best they could. Ooh. And there might be, is that a chop through?
Yeah, that is Nova chop. At least Scarlet Devil is going to know about this one sooner rather than later. Big mass of Musafati warriors. Hano gonna start hitting
They're
the
gonna be able to burn that down really quick. Yeah. I don't know if Scarlet Devil's gonna be able to react to this in time. Has a lot of villagers over there near, but not reacting in time, still distracted elsewhere. Army is still moving out as well. He needs to be careful.
Oh, there are archers here though.
Oh. There are archers here, but is it going to be enough? That is a mass of like 35 Musafatis. Yes, that might be the correct counter, but Musafati able to close the gap on top of the archers. They got a good amount of base damage.
Gotta check if Scarlet Devil is in. Veteran archers, we do at least have boot camp in. And no, composite bow is not in yet, so the archers aren't quite attacking as fast as they could be.
Another chop through happens, and the scouts slide on through. The villager lead that Scarlet Devil had might start to be shrinking here. Two different spots now for Anotand to move through. Invisible units. Villagers starting to run the wrong way.
In theory, I mean, if we're getting just a couple of either camel archers or even camel riders up, you can get the upgrade for the opposite where the camels get more movement speed. Then you're able to actually catch up to these warrior scouts. Kill them with the camel riders.
Snuck 5 through. They stayed in biz and snuck through.
He's just gonna wait for the right point in time.
Oh no.
41 relic count behind this.
Oh, and he's got scouts too to see where he wants to. Oh, and he finds a spot, hits some berries, but needs to back on away. The rest of those should get cleared on out.
Looking at the food income, Scarlet Devil, he's solidly ahead in the food count department now. There aren't any more Musafati warriors in queue at the moment for Anotand.
Yeah, only a Mangonel in queue. Anotand's eco looks like macro just went down the drain. Not sure if he's making any sort of cow transition behind this, even without the Grand Filani. Just maybe some extra passive income that he could have, or it's the farms. It's the farms, and Mali farms are very disappointing.
They are. They are. At least not. There's no bonus. There's just no bonus. They're ordinary farms. There's a big mass of Scarlet Devil right now outside of his base. Might be looking for push composite bows now coming in. And we are getting the camel upgrade as well for more movement speed on them. So
how does Anotand hold this?
There. It's going to be tough. He's trying to segment off another part of the map with some walls. But it's too late. The military is already out at the front side. Sacred side getting captured up behind this.
I mean, this is looking very scary for Anotand. He's getting greased axles in.
The wall isn't done.
The wall is not done. He's trying to finish it in time. I don't think it will be finished in time, and 4 more Musafatis in queue is not going to be enough. He needs like the old Mangonels right now.
Yeah, and a lot of them as well. More than one. Spearmen, they do have the bonus range as well, so if they get close to the Mangonel, even if there's a unit in front of them, they're going to be able to pierce through with their attack. Keep comes up, Panic Keep being rushed up. Looks like it's going to be in time here. Mangonel gets a good
First
shot
Mangonel
off.
shot, not a bad one at all. Just not a big mass here from Anotand. Scarlet Devil choosing to take the fight. Another good Mangonel shot. You need a few more than a few more of those to be able to equalize this. Military mass already down to 20 for Anotand. Scarlet Devil knows he can in.
There it is. I mean, the composite bows, the Musafati warriors just got cleaned up so quickly. These archers, they're like machine guns right now, firing onto the Musafati warriors without any pierce armor. No sofas in queue. Another Mangonel in queue. But Scarlet Devil, he's just running through.
Yeah, he says, I don't see much eco here. You've been 2TC for a while. Yeah, you might not be the typical Molly, but I know you got some Vills behind it. I know I could do some damage, and damage he is. 75 military to 4. There's nothing Anotand can do at this point to hold this. Cattle ranch is going to start being burnt. Cattle going to be taken down. Cal, close your eyes. You do not want to see this.
God, and behind all of this as well, Scarlet Devil, he's got the resource to go up to Imperial Age. Some walls coming in as well at the front side. And it is going to be the Culture Wing now to Imperial Age. Another keep goes up for Anotand next to the farms. So Scarlet Devil, I mean, he can make siege. He can actually just make siege forward with his units. As the Abbot needs to be careful, though, with his archers. Could be getting a couple of Rams in now.
I don't know if Scarlet Devil knows that Mangonel is the only military unit out for Anotand.
The only one! It is the only military. No, don't discount that one Imam.
Oh yeah. I can't forget that Imam.
He is the backbone of the Malian military force at the moment.
Scarlet Devil doesn't want to just dive directly into a keep again. He doesn't have the knowledge, doesn't have the information. Obviously, we do. We saw how good of a fight that was. We know how much of a lead he is in, but just doesn't want to overstep, doesn't want to take that bad fight, because that really could be the way that Anotand does come back. But I don't think there's many ways for that now.
Surely another Mangonel is going to make the difference, right? Right? Repairs coming through. Is it going to be enough? Counter repair. Spearmen trying their best. Not able to get it, actually.
Getting taken down. Spearmen are not able to get it, but those Mangonels, they are not what they once were, unless you're starting to move into those choke points.
Oh, some good hits coming in. More villagers being pulled for the repair. Not enough.
Anotand losing more villagers, losing more spears during this. Other spears move to the other Mangonel. He's trying to fast repair that one. A horseman comes in. A second Mangonel comes out, but reinforcements arrive for Scarlet Devil. He's on top of the siege workshop. Age up comes through. Imperial Age. Anotand, he's got to be thrown in the towel here soon. There's no way back in this.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way.
And not to mention an untouched 3TC economy now. Tied up series 1-1. The matchup difference is one thing, but still great play by Scarlet Devil there to execute way he needed to.
It was a matchup played out very differently. Very, very differently. We see the military value lead here. Both players just rushing up to Castle Age after getting their TCs out at the start, and man, it still kind of went really, really one-sided towards the end. The Abbot, just a really great counter against the Malians here, and feels like maybe in this matchup, Anotand got a little bit outdrafted in this one.
Yeah, at least maybe not outdrafted, but at least outpicked during the draft here, because that was a matchup that we talked about it early, and then we saw it play out. Anotand had to try to do something different, he felt, and the different game plan did not work to fruition. This is where we can actually see this is the first big time that Scarlet Devil moves out of the base and starts to move forward, and he's tripling Anotand's military. He's like, all right, let me just move under this keep. Anotand's doing the best he can. He body blocks his Mangonel, perfectly circles around it. He's fighting in a choke point, trying to do what he needs to, and it's not enough. There's just too much from Scarlet Devil.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if these were the old mangonels, but this one just not doing that much damage here. Splash rate is not quite as big as it used to be. And the keep, there's no boiling oil, so it's only able to attack one unit at a time. Same thing here at the end. I mean, sure, Anotand, he had to keep forward, he had to keep in the back. But the woodlines are still exposed there at the front, and the mangonels without enough defense, no military defense at the very least. Repair comes through time and time again, but it's just not enough. And this military flood behind us, I mean, as soon as Scarlet Devil even reaches the Imperial Age, you kind of know that it's over at that point.
So great execution there by Scarlet Devil, especially seeing the odd stuff. Like, I don't know about you, but if I scouted a Molly 2 TC, I'd be like, what do I do? Like, I don't see this much. I don't know how to react. I mean, yeah, it might not be playing to Molly's like strong suit, but you also don't see it much, so you don't know how to play it.
Yeah, that's just something that you never, I want to say really, never really see as the Abyssate. There's this old saying, never try to outboom ABBA. It doesn't work. You can't. You cannot. There is one Civ that is like S plus tier when it comes to booming, and it has to be the Abyssate. You just can't outboom them. Doesn't matter if you're English, doesn't matter if you're HRE. Don't try it. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I feel like that was one where it's like, as ABBA, when you're playing and you see your opponent go with a TC, you're like, like, sweet. Should I drop another? I'll probably drop another. Might as well. You're like, I'm paying less for villagers per minute than they are, and I have an extra TC. It's just, it all works out in your favor.
Yeah, I mean, when a civilization booms against Abyssate, by the time the civilizations like go up to Castle Age, Abyssate is gonna have like 2,000 food, 1,000 gold in the bank when the age up hits, and the other civilization is gonna be like, yeah, I hit age up, I can barely get any resource in the tank. What do I do?
Yep. Oh, but now, enough of that last one. We see next map, King of the Hill. Some people think it's a meme map. Some people think it's, a competitive map. Whatever you want to call it, it always proves to have some fun matchups and some fun gameplay on it. And it's going to be Order the Dragon, chosen by Scarlet Devil. Meanwhile, Byzantines, chosen by Anotand.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different dynamic. It's one where if you don't really respect the win condition in the middle of the map, it might trap you in a situation where you can't really get out of.
Yeah. And that's always the worst, is when like you see that sacred site starting to go down and you're like, okay, I have 10 minutes because it's the only one on that map. And it's like, I need to react now. And if you're not in a good position to start setting up a siege, setting up pressure on that middle sacred site, it can just be over from there.
Yeah, but, could be. I mean, we're getting Order of the Dragon in, though. Order of the Dragon is an interesting one because I feel like it's not been thoroughly explored. I feel like a lot of people, they just look at Order of the Dragon and they're like, okay, so it's just HRE with less units. That doesn't usually play out that way. They have completely different matchup dynamics, but I guess we're about to find out how exactly this one's going to get played out now between them. As we're jumping into our game number 3, even serious at the moment. Scarlet Devil playing as the Order of the Dragon, up against Anotand as the Byzantines.
Yep. And Anotand moving directly across the map wants to get some vision, I think, of Scarlet Devil's base. I know one of the old builds of the Order of the Dragon used to be barracks into that first spear to send on across, but I feel like that is a very boom bust type of build. It can either play out really well and you win early, or you lose very, very quick. Anotand's scouting pattern, though, looks like he had gotten through to Scarlet Devil's base, but which way is he going to circle back? Because I think Scarlet Devil already went and pathed south.
Oh.
And sure enough.
Is he going to cut him off there at the scouting point? Let's find the deer at the front side. Usually we see a lot of Order of the Dragon players go for the deer, the starting deer, with their villagers. Wait, is he actually sending his sheep back all the way?
That is so risky.
It is incredibly risky.
Oh, he's got the mill.
He's got the mining
they're
not that far away.
Even still, though, if all of a sudden Anotand cuts right through, snags up 5-6 sheep from Order of the Dragon,
that would be devastating.
I think we might see an early forfeit.
Gonna see a chat message. Hey, give him back.
But Anotand is following directly behind Scarlet
Maybe
Devil's
not.
scout
Maybe.
pattern, and it feels really bad when you do this. You're like, where are all the sheep? What is going on? And Scarlet Devil still has the option to cut off another one of these paths.
Ooh, Anotand spots out the scout now, though. And Scarlet Devil, is he gonna get that sheep on the right side as well? He should see it, and he is gonna pick it off as well. So good scouting here from Scarlet Devil, unless he now goes... Okay, now he's gonna be the one that's following Anotand's scout.
It's so funny how this works. It's like, oh, Scarlet Devil has such a... Oh, now it just turned completely back upside
Never
down
mind.
again.
I mean, there's not that
Anotand
many
able to
sheep remaining there. One sheep, so
No, yeah, not too many.
doesn't make a big difference.
Getting the vision, getting the information you need. You want to know where these secondary resources are, where your opponent might want to expand on out to. You know, whether it's fear, whether it's Ares for the Byzantines. And, you know, start to get that olive oil generation. Minework Palace was the choice from Scarlet Devil, and let's see what else progresses from the order.
I like the minework choice. Sure, you don't get the plus 15% economy from the Archon Chapel, but keep in mind there are some really, really cool timings that you can reach with the Minework Palace. And also, one of the most underrated technologies, I think, is Mordhau, where you remove, or rather you exchange the weapon of your Landsknechte from a sword to a halberd. And when you do that, it actually becomes fairly difficult to distinguish them from spearmen. And it's really difficult then to like take engagements if your opponent has like Landsknechte and spearmen. And you're just not sure, okay, is that a Landsknechte, is that a spearman? Which one do I focus with my archers? And worst case, the Mordhau hits, it applies a bleed damage. Okay, Scout doesn't go down, but it applies a bleed damage, and suddenly your entire backline is going to take a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I definitely know the pain and struggle of what you just said. There's so many times, whether it's on a micro, whether it's I'm casting, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's just some spear. Oh no, that wasn't just spears in that group mass, and all of a sudden the other side gets demolished.
Minework is gonna get finished up now. You already have that barracks at the moment. Pierce armor being researched immediately. Are we gonna see like a forward man-at-arms at an early point here now for Scarlet Devil? Barracks is very far in the back, so that man-at-arms is gonna have to travel quite a distance. Yeah, it's gonna take him a while.
But maybe the barracks is in the back to try to hide it from Anotand's vision, trying to make it a little surprise point when that man-at-arms does come across, because it is in queue.
It is indeed. The question is, though, is it going to be coming in before Anotand's going to be able to afford any mercenaries? Don't think it's going to be that case, because he's already got just about enough olive oil in order to start queuing his first mercenaries.
Yeah, and Anotand scouts out that middle deer expansion that Scarlet Devil wants to move out to. So right as Scarlet Devil moves out is right as what you were saying is when Anotand's going to be able to start training his first mercs.
Mercenary is going to be coming in now. It's probably going to be longbows, right? But wait, no, he's making archers. It's going to be Kashyyyks. That is something that I've seen Ravane do. Ravane, for those of you that don't know, he's a player that doesn't really play tournaments. He's the best Saudi Arabian player, typically within the top 10 on the leaderboard. And something that he likes to do with the Byzantines is go mass Kashyyyks and pump archers. Kashyyyks and just normally produce archers. Benefit is, if you make archers, you're already going to have a lot of economy on wood, meaning that your olive grove transition is going to be really easy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it looks like Anotand's build is doing. The Kashyyyks also play very well into the men-at-arms, you know. They're able to take the charge in and then run on away and not take the extended engagements and stall those men-at-arms from doing too much, allow the archers to continue to tickle them. And Anotand's able to scout those men-at-arms moving across. He actually says, all right, there's two. I'm going to keep moving because I know exactly what to expect now.
And Kashyyyks are coming out now, but to be fair, men-at-arms actually still do fairly well up against the Kashyyyks. They have the same attack damage, better attack speed, and more health. Like, if the fight goes on for a little bit, the men-at-arms are gonna win easily.
Oh yeah, that I always tell people. I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, knights counter men at arms." It's like, or Keshiks counter. It's like you need to play it the right way. You need to do you get the charge damage and then you just bounce back out. You cannot take the extended engagements, or else you are falling into the trap.
The Gilded Men at Arms are also just built differently.
Yes, they indeed are. All those Order of the Dragon units built a little bit different. You know, one unit is not really one unit there.
Behind this, just looking at the income, like Scarlet Devil's food economy, absolutely through the roof at the moment. Granted, that's in exchange for Anotand just having a lot of wood income as well. Be interesting to see if Scarlet Devil now just opts to go into maybe something like Horsemen as well. Because Horsemen could not just deal with the archers, they could also deal with the Keshiks.
Yeah, the Keshiks in smaller numbers definitely start to get poked and prodded out, especially by gilded horsemen that are so strong. Again, there's so many times where Order of the Dragon units you get baited into like oh, it's just one horseman, and it's like no, that's one gilded horseman.
Keshiks are roaming around now. There's a lot of villagers on gold at the moment for Scarlet Devil. Those could be targeted down. And it looks like that is gonna be the target. Villagers getting pulled away early though. Scarlet Devil does pay attention there. Isn't gonna lose any villagers to that.
And those 5-minute arms are
out.
trying to run forward without vision, though. And those, while Anotand doesn't have the counter unit because archers don't do the greatest against them, he does have a lot of units over there.
He does. And army makes like the mass makes a difference here. 100% it does. Horseman is getting revealed now. Keshiks are gonna move around again.
Oh,
are gonna
and
get
a
a kill.
good circle around pickup.
Scarlet Devil
brings the low health Keshik back away. So Scarlet Devil has the choice that he has to make. Do I try to kill the low health Keshik? Do I try to defend my villagers? Or a little bit of both?
Something interesting behind this. We have Anotand with 2 villagers on stone the entire time, meaning that he can slowly build up his cisterns, and once he reaches cistern level 5, his villagers are going to be pretty much equal to the Order of the Dragon villagers when it comes to the gather speed. 26 compared to 28% bonus.
Mm-hmm. And Anotand is able to move out to that next berry pack, but I think Scarlet Devil has a scout that just spotted it on out. So a couple different options to go to. Sends a few of those horsemen down that way. Anotand, though, runs right by him.
That's a lot of Keshiks. 6 Keshiks making their way over. Scarlet Devil had like 1 or 2 spearmen at his goal that could be good for him. Doesn't have the resource for it at the moment, though.
Anotand's
Horseman
berries,
will catch
though.
some units.
Yeah. A lot of archers there, though. Again, might not be the counter unit, but they are at least good in numbers, especially that many. Keshiks distracting out the slow men-at-arms. And another villager should fall.
They do.
A good pickup by Anotand. Was able
now
to
limit
clean up.
switch as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of olive groves behind this. That is what I talked about. Like, just having that wood income that you get from making a lot of archers means that at any one point in time, you're just able to drop a couple of these olive groves and just get a really smooth food transition going.
Yeah, and now the Limitané switch allows him to keep raiding with the Keshiks and not feel bad about moving anywhere with his archers. Because beforehand, if he all of a sudden moves out with his Keshiks and 7, 8 gilded horsemen are able, or even 5 gilded horsemen are able to close the gap on an archer mass like that, they can get cleaned up so quickly, but not with a few Limitané there.
Gold count. Anton just pulled a lot of villagers over to gold, has a lot of food in the bank, so I feel like maybe this is just going to be the age up transition now for him. He does have a lot of cisterns, so if he reaches age up now, he's going to unlock the full value of the Golden Tower.
Yeah, exactly. But Scarlet Devil, it does not want to let any age up happen. He wants to get some damage done with this men-at-arms play he was choosing. Some more villagers out onto the berries, and now the men-at-arms are coming, and Anotand reacts very well. Villagers headed on back. Limitané might fall, but he has the rest of his army near and dear at home.
Could burn the cistern down, but yeah, Anotand could soon go up now. use a couple more limit up. The Men-at-Arms, they're just going for it.
Scarlet Devil taking the fight. Taking a
the
lot
Men-at-Arms
of
are
damage from
tanky.
these archers, but they are so tanky. Limtane just need to push away through the horsemen, not allow the horsemen to get on top of that archer mass. And Scarlet Devil still choosing to tank the fight under the TCs with all the archers there.
There aren't like that many villagers inside the TC though, so it's not fully kitted out right now with the arrow fire, only 9 inside. And the military mass from Anotand just going down.
It is. He's not even firing with the archers anymore. A lot of the units are somewhat low health, but still just so tanky. Akratoy defense called, like you said, and the villagers all pull out their spears that they are now equipped with and want to clean up this push from Scarlet Devil.
Looks like they are going to be successful in doing so. A couple of villagers go down, but it's not even that many. Anotand's completely fine after this one. Granted, a lot of the military from Anotand did get taken down to 2 Keshiks, 3 Lemidnae, and 12 archers. It's not enough to really push out to now into Scarlet Devil's base, but he still has enough resources to be able to age up here in just a little bit of time. Even gave him a little bit of additional gold bank now to research more upgrades as soon as he reaches the age up.
Yeah, I feel like this is the real big problem for Scarlet Devil now. It's like if he had like gotten more damage, if Anotand loses more villagers there, maybe it's worth it. But now Anotand goes castle, still has a military lead, and like you said, has extra gold for upgrades now, whereas Scarlet Devil will be forced to reinforce more into feudal age. He's got to invest more into some feudal age units, and Anotand's going to have the correct counter for those units now.
Yeah, Golden Horn Tower now coming in. 20 villagers rushing that one up. And never underestimate the Golden Horn Tower. With 5 cisterns around it, it's worth like 11 villagers worth of 3 units.
Yeah, and so
it's a big eco boost.
Exactly.
Military.
And he's already at that level 4 water level. So only 1 water level away, and should easily be able to extend that out if he so desires. Age up comes through. Scarlet Devil says, all right, I'm going for this one again. I dove the TC before. This time I have to do it now.
I'll do it again.
Oof.
Same time, Keshiks raiding again though. We are getting crossbows in now, so is going to have a better answer to the Men-at-Arms.
And I believe I saw some villagers there idled for Scarlet Devil when we hovered and panned, seeing those knights do some raiding and more damage. Harder to get reinforcements forward for Scarlet Devil, and this is just giving Anotand the timing that he needs. Horsemen yet again clearing up. There is 1 Men-at-Arms left on that front side, and yet again Anotand didn't really lose too much here.
Yeah, I mean, there is idle time being caused, right? And Scarlet Devil might be getting a timing in behind this where he can also go for his own age up now. I'm not sure. First Monk is now coming out for Anotand as well. So he's going to be able to get a head start on the relics out on the map.
Scarlet Devil dropping Burgrave. But how much is this going to have behind it? We saw him move out to the deer, or move out to the boar, but will he be able to stay on that boar for long? Anotand starting to, I think, take some reinforcements into the center. Drop an outpost on the center, go onto the stone in the center, and secure up those relics and the sacred site.
Yeah, we do have an outpost at least at the gold, so it's going to have an answer to the units from Anotand coming out. Well, it's not directly on the gold, actually. So, yeah, this is going to have to be evacuated. Does still have that Burgrave going for himself, though. First upgrade is coming in. It's going to upgrade those Men-at-Arms. 5th Cistern is coming in behind all of this now for Anotand as well.
And he has now put a timer on Scarlet Devil. 10 minutes, and you have to deny this sacred site. And this is 10 minutes when Scarlet Devil is already on the back foot. He's already behind in eco. He's already behind in military.
Ooh. And there's a single Varangian guard moving over to the deer right as Scarlet Devil sends a lot of villagers out there.
And I think there's one going to the boar too. Oh, good return raid though. Oh, it's not just one, it's Keshiks. This is, oh no. No reaction yet.
No. Oh, he's realized. Okay, he realized.
And these are order villagers. This is not a normal villager fallen. These are order of the dragon villagers. Another. I think he hit. One or two more go down.
Went down total.
And that's your boar villagers too. That's where you need them working the most right now. Most efficient villagers, most efficient gather rate that you got.
villager went down over here as well. Looks like after all, Anotand managed to kill
no.
more villagers.
Doubling down.
He's pulling back. He's pulling back. He doesn't have the resource that he needs for any crossbow as well. He put up the archery range.
The villagers are running, but they got nowhere to go. They got a few men-at-arms and horsemen in the base, but these are Varangian guards chasing them. Anotand's got a crossbow mass kind of posturing towards the middle of the hill and starting to wall behind this to prevent any return raids. And no, he just led the Varangians to the wood line.
Oh no, that is so much damage now being caused here. I mean, it's the idle time at least, but he's not pulling the villagers. There we go, villager pull now happening. One villager does go down.
Close your eyes. There's more units coming. There's not enough room in the town center. Anotand is going to cause a wreckage. That's another 5 villagers down.
He did just kill a lot, yeah. I mean, overall economy looking very, very solid for Anotand now by comparison. TC not quite focusing the right units there. Got a little bit stuck up there on the, hung up on the men-at-arms. But the horsemen are going to get good picks off here.
Crossbows focusing down those gilded men-at-arms. The archers not really doing too much against anything at this point, but hey, they're there. They're part of the fight. And most important thing is Anotand's
sacred site
reinforcements. I think it's an outpost, unless he's dropping a keep now. Oh, he's dropping a keep now! Oh!
He had a lot of villagers on stone over there, so is able to get that keep up now.
And this is one where I feel like Anotand didn't even need the keep. He could have just put full gas on forward, but I don't think he knew how much damage that raid was just going to do, or how much he was going to cause Scarlet Devil to be on the back foot here. Scarlet Devil scouts out the keep, but it's at 98% almost. It is done.
Yeah, not something you can take down. Scarlet Devil right now behind this is starting to mass up Landsknechte. 4 out on the field already. We don't see any more archers coming in from Anton. Instead, it's going to be crossbows. Those don't do any bonus damage, though. Villager is going to go down. Keshik's just diving underneath the TC. Another one. Ooh, Scarlet Devil losing a lot there.
And look at how fast these villager picks have added up. It's 1 here, it's 2 here, it's 3 over here, and all of a sudden, Anotand's at an 18 villager lead, albeit Scarlet Devil produces a little bit slower, but not 18, 19 villagers slower.
Yeah, these things do really add up. Outpost is getting rushed up there at the front side. Scarlet Devil was trying to get the deer. Is going to go up from the looks of it. And Anton just getting more stone behind this. Is he trying to go for another keep behind this?
Yeah, I think he just drops a forward keep on the sacred site next to the other stone and then just keeps it going.
Keeps it going, yeah. Relic split pretty evenly between the two. I want to say, like, order isn't out yet. We saw the earlier fight, just how well it went for Scarlet Devil.
I don't know.
If Scarlet Devil's able to, like this right now, it's only Varangian guards and Ghoulems. They cannot take an engagement against the Landsknechte.
They could take engagements against villagers.
Ooh, they're busy. Villagers. They're busy chasing after a couple of units here. Keshik's getting a raid in.
And a Varangians there already. This is just, Anotand is everywhere in the economy, and every time we look back, these are no longer all full health villagers where it takes 5, 6, 7 shots. Now we're starting to see where he comes back and 3, 4 of the villagers are low health. He's able to get extra picks in this way. One more shot here, another villager falling. Scarlet Devil's down to 37 economy.
And another one going down again.
And he just ungarrisoned too early. He's over it. He's over with it.
It's too many. Too many villagers went down there.
This is one of those that you look down, like all of a sudden you're playing the game, you look down at the bottom left and you're like, I have how many villagers on food? Where did all my villagers go?
Yeah, we know where they went. We see the economy count. And granted, I feel like Scarlet Devil, even after Anton reached Castle Age, I feel like this was maybe still doable for him. We saw that one just great trade where the horseman is, as soon as Anton is just out of position once, he could lose a lot of his military force, and it happened once. Military value dipping in the minus there for Anotand. In the end, just wasn't quite enough. The villager kills adding up. Anotand just everywhere on the sides. Walls came up for him. And just like that, Anton now in the lead once again in the set.
Yeah, checking y'all some of these replays. I think we're about to show y'all right off the bat. My guess is going to be Scarlet Devil's base dive here, and indeed it is. So while this is like, it didn't go the worst, it just didn't turn out to be anything successful. And in reality, if he had probably just continued to produce a little bit, he's the one that goes up to castle and gets upgrades on these units. Now, all of those archers in Castle Age just become pretty worthless, and those units that Scarlet Devil have become that much stronger, that much harder to deal with.
I actually think that this was a pretty decent trade overall. Because, sure, you're trading out your military for your opponent's military, but, like, overall, it's better for you as the Order of the Dragon when your opponent doesn't have like a really big mass when it goes into the next age. Instead, I think he doubled down a little bit too long. Like you can tell, he produced like an additional 4-5 horsemen, another 3-4 men at arms. If he just went up behind us, like there was so many idle villagers throughout all of this for Anotand, and still the military trade out wasn't that bad for him. I think this could have definitely worked out for him a lot better, but he still got out at an okay position, I want to say. It's just that after that, too many villagers getting picked off there, definitely hurting his economy there in the long run.
Yeah, Anatan was all over the map with just a Keshik here and there, a Varangian guard here and there, and we could see Scarlet Devil, he's at 43 villagers now at 17 minutes, and he just continues to dip down. Or I think he was at 40 villagers at like the 15-minute mark, and it just never really was able to increase. This was the really one that just called it here. It was another, I want to say like 7 or 8 villagers that fell from this push.
Yeah, down now 12 villagers after that one, and it just starts adding up a lot. But now we're going to be seeing the next map coming in. It's going to be Kalogger. We're going to see Japan versus French. Going to take a quick look at our group phase here once again. Looks like Beastie. Me and Micah managed to take a game off Beastie. All right, all right.
All right, so 3-1 Beastie. So we won't see any more chatters asking why aren't we covering the Beastie game, as he has won.
Yeah, that's one thing that I can tick off my bingo list there.
There we go. Now checking in on the next group, we'll see if some of these other series have started yet, or if they are still watching, staring at each other 0-0, waiting for the hype.
And indeed it is. Hasn't begun. Puppy Porcovenus, that is going to be another set that we'll be casting today. And there we go. Yeah, there's the predictions. 10 for Tim being pretty impartial here.
Yeah, he didn't want to lean towards one side or the other. He didn't want to act like, he's going to be a little bit unfair or not.
Yeah, so a couple people actually did predict that Baltin's going to pick a game off there. I didn't expect, I don't think anybody expected 2 games, though, to go Baltin's way. That's kind of crazy. I guess Tim could come in now and be like, yeah, 3-2, that's my prediction.
Well, Tim actually has Baltoon's face on there, so we're going to say that Tim chose Baltoon to win. He just didn't want to give a score, right?
Yeah, true.
And same thing for the Wham Mahoto game, And Anatan Scarlet, he's picking all the underdogs over here, apparently.
All right. Anotand vs. Scarlet Devil still going on, so we'll see how that one is going to go as we're jumping into our game number 4 now, here on Kalogger. Anotand picking the Japanese against Scarlet Devil, playing as the French. And I gotta say, when it comes to like these picks from Scarlet Devil, or not just Scarlet Devil, but also by extension Louis and CSO, because there definitely is a little bit of a strategic mindset or like a meta bubble going on when it comes to the regions of players. Because we see time and time again incredible performances on civilizations like French and Jeanne d'Arc out of our Chinese players like Louis MT, like CSO, like Scarlet Devil, that just defy what we're used to seeing in tournament play.
Yeah, and we already saw it today. It wasn't French versus Japanese, but it was JD versus Japanese on 4 lakes, and it proved to be very, very effective. Those little slight upgrades. The docks for the French civilizations now providing some population space, gives them a little bit of that extra early tempo, and that's what French is all about, is that early tempo. Get some knights out, make your opponent be the one on the back foot.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, on this map as well, you got the forward gold, right? That is gonna be a prime target for aggression for Scarlet Devil against Anotand.
Absolutely. And we can actually see here that Anatand's dock positioning is super far forward in like the mid map, it looks like. So I'm not sure what's the exact reasoning behind that on the but I guess just as Japanese, not as worried about maybe some of that aggression.
First couple of fishing ships are coming in. Anotand now already out on gold. Same for Scarlet Devil. Deer getting lamed. Well, are they getting lamed or are they getting pushed into his base?
I think he was trying to kill them before they before they got pushed all the way in, but in reality, he was helping push them in.
Yeah, Anton being an ally there.
And so Scarlet Devil will slowly ease an eco lead because of the French TC production, and I think he just got that first fishing boat in queue maybe a slight bit early. But even still now, the question is I think we saw Japanese, Demu did not opt for the Shinobi. I think Anotand, especially on this map, will think different.
Yeah, it would be quite surprising. Now Deer getting pushed in for Scarlet Devil as well. But yeah, it would be very surprising if Anotand went for anything other than the Coca landmark here.
Yeah, it's on this map. I feel like it can prove to be that much more effective. And Scarlet Devil already, I think, reacted with an outpost on the gold, or was maybe even. I think he was dropping a little pressure outpost on his on the orange gold. No, it was a house. I'm an idiot. But that's where the Shinobi can prove to be effective, and not only hitting the docks, but also the gold and Shinobi. While the charge damage does a ton against them, if they group up, they can actually close in and take out some knights themselves too.
That's true. That's true. At the same time as well, like if you're able to get away, like micro Shinobi out of a fight, they do have passive health regeneration working for them, so they can come back stronger after losing a lot of HP in a fight. Could work out very, very well for them. Yeah, in a one-on-one fight, the knight is still gonna win. Oh, yeah. That's a lot more health on those guys.
And Scarlet Devil going ahead, dropping the mill, which means should be a wheelbarrow coming on through, would be my guess. As the French, they love their eco upgrades, super, super cheap, and just very efficient for them.
Yeah, and you can still easily afford that knight as soon as the age-up comes in. Couple walls coming in now, in case there's a counter dock from Scarlet Devil. There's not one out yet. Do we see a dock attempt from Anotand? Doesn't look like any of these players right now are going for a dock on the opposing side.
I think it's going to be one of these that both players for now are just going to have a little bit of extra eco behind their feudal ages, and Anotand's the one who's been able to make a few more fishing boats, but this is a map with no deep water fish, so it is a diminishing return.
Look at that. Scout immediately sees what's going on here. As the Shinobi is moving out. A wall is coming in now for Scarlet Devil behind this. First Knight probably moving towards that side as well. Scout is blocking.
Not coming through. Scarlet Devil needs to look. He's scouting. He's doing a great job scouting the Shinobi, but in reality, he's going to be losing a villager. And Anotand
is pulling
has
back
his own dock building. There's a...
Just in time.
Just in time indeed, but more importantly, Scarlet Devil needs to scout out the dock that's being built with that knight and go deny the dock.
Shinobi is trying to make it out alive, but surely isn't gonna be happening here. There we go. Is getting
First Shinobi taken down. Second Shinobi is taking the fight against the knight. And see, this is one where I'm talking about. I'm always surprised at how decent the Shinobi do there.
Oh, is getting the knight. Yeah, knight does go down. It's a lot of value, especially considering that these knights cost double what a Shinobi costs. So sure, you lose 2 Shinobi, but you get the knight, so it's an even trade at the end of the day.
And there's the outpost I was expecting. I just jumped the gun a little bit early, but outpost, it has to happen when there's Shinobi out on the field. If not, all of a sudden your gold van villagers could, you look back and they're all gone.
Yeah, and you can't make it late as well, because if you make it late, the Shinobi can sabotage the building while it's being built, and then just goes down instantly.
And speaking of going down, villager gets taken down. Scarlet Devil loses an economic unit, but is going to be trying to pick up a few more of these shinobi. There are 3 of them versus 2 knights. Anotand taking the fight, but another knight is helping in reinforcements. These 3 shinobi are not long for this world unless a Springle chip pops out.
There is a Springle chip.
And a 4 shinobi here as well. So in reality, perfect timing for that arrival. Shinobi going to be moving forward. Anotand wants to start denying the water on the other side.
That's a big mass of shinobis out right now. To be fair, if Scarlet Devil gets like, probably don't want to go for a ship now. At least not for an archer ship. Now that there's already... now that there's already a Springle chip in. Nice.
He's like, look, I'm not getting raided on my wood line.
Yeah,
It's just
these
not gonna
villagers are
happen.
safe. That's a gated community right here.
I wonder if he's gonna do the Magna walls on the gold too.
Little sabotage coming in on the dock. Scarlet Devil, I think he's just gonna surrender that dock positioning. Eric's now coming in as well, so Spearman coming in shortly. Scarlet Devil, do we have an archer range from him yet at all, or is it just knights? Because he still has a lot in the queue when it comes to knights. It is not an archer range, it's just gonna be a second stable, so definitely just doubling down on that knight play.
If you're going up against only shinobi, you just have to get the vision and the location of the shinobi, and the knights will work out fine. Like we're seeing, he just picked up another one of the shinobi. The spears are starting to be produced for Anotand, so getting a little bit more in this defensive game, knowing he needs to do that. But another shinobi gets taken out for no reason. That's 2-3 shinobis fallen.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think that outpost doesn't have an emplacement on it yet.
Don't believe it does.
Yeah, it does not.
No
So
emplacements and no fortification.
Yeah, and Scarlet Devil, he is getting the +1 Pierce armor in. Fishing ships are gonna get taken down, slowly but surely. And now Anotand is gonna start taking the shoreline fish over there. Well, Shinobi gets picked off instantly. Knight's about to have their +1 Pierce armor, going for the dive now. Both the spearmen go down.
There aren't a lot of villagers inside the town center either. Anotand
really.
walled them all in the wood line. So the knights, they're just causing idle time. They're
Literally.
just yeah.
Yeah. They're having a fun time. They can take down the mining camp now, though.
The fortification never came through, like I said.
He's in queue now, but yeah, that's not coming through.
with 10
That's
knights
gonna be
there,
5
that gets
dead
burned
villagers.
down so quickly. Shinobi
Front
trying to pick
line.
off some of the reinforcing knights. Villagers gonna play the jump in and out. There's actually a path out. Anotand, is he gonna be able to jump out and get on home in time?
I don't think so. Yeah,
no,
that's
he
not
is
happening.
not. Oh, only
Couple,
2
maybe?
fall. Only 2 fall.
Off the knight that's chasing is low health. Yeah, Scarlet was pulling back, but damage has been done overall. And if he's able to get these knights out, heal them back up, he's gonna be in a better position. Having these high value 1 HP, are you kidding me? No, keep him alive, keep him alive!
Oh,
Scarlet,
he stays
goes
alive.
down.
But another one goes down. There were a couple low health knights into there, but Anotand behind this, even though he lost a couple villagers on to his gold mine, where he's making up for it is both sides of fishing. He has both rivers secured for himself, so he can slowly start eking out an extra fishing boat here and there.
Oh, Spearman, brace, not successful. And now they're a little bit out of position here. Knight's not getting the charge off, though.
Oh, he's trying to get into the position to
go for
get.
it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to do the step back to get the charge. Gold is no longer secured by any means. Anotand, he might be in a little bit of some trouble here if he's wanting to go up to castle, but in reality, all he needs to do is pump spears and actually horsemen out like he is now too.
Horseman I'm not sure about, because Scarlet Devil, he's just being very insistent on his knights and knight-only play at the moment.
I think the horseman's more for just running around the base and making Scarlet Devil pick a few knights off and, you know, send them on home and try to do the chase the horseman game, which doesn't work.
I'm not too sure if it's needed right now, because Anotand, he does have the scaling going for him. He's even going for the deep, well, not the deep fish, but like the fish
deep
that are
dock.
very far.
Yeah.
The deep dock over there.
Scarlet
scaling
Devils
is in Anton's favor here at the
He's
moment.
still on that front side gold, but he has made the move to go into the backside gold too. Should start to be running lower on those initial food resources since Anotand has taken both rivers. So I think that's the game that Anotand can play as well, is pressure the food resources that Scarlet Devil has. Make the French try to, farm transition early, because that's the last thing French can do. If they have to farm transition, they usually lose.
Yeah. Anotand does spot out the villagers on the berries. Knight is going to be there, though, to defend.
And the archer play finally coming through from Scarlet Devil. And Anotand spots it out right as it does.
Yeah, will do so. Still a good amount of knights here at the front side.
Anotand making the steps forward, though. He's on to the berries, and this is where we're talking about Scarlet Devils now being idled out of the food. Harder to keep up that knight production, but fortunately, he has made this the archer transition, or starting to make that archer transition now.
Here we go. Knights doing a good job even up against those spearmen.
Yeah, none of the knights fell there. A shinobi and a spear fell. Horseman picked up on the backside as well.
Scarlet Devil has some serious food issues, though, at the moment, while Anotand has like almost 1,000 food per minute going for him at the moment. He's now re-fortifying that gold mine at the front side with an outpost.
Let's see if he decides to use the stone on that outpost this time, or if he maybe has a little bit of some oversight again.
Definitely something that he will want to make use of. Villagers. Oh, that's not going to be in time. Yeah, outpost is getting denied. And once again, no gold income for Anotand. While Archer Khan starting to climb up slowly but surely. Knight control so far has been really, really good from Scarlet Devil, but Spearman count is rising rapidly. Osman able to run through, pulling back the entire military at the moment from Scarlet Devil. Alright, doing a good job there, splitting off his military.
And this is kind of where I was talking about where the horsemen are being effective. It's forcing Scarlet Devil to pull knights out, pull knights back, and it's causing a little bit of idle time, a little bit of damage. Scarlet Devil's just not able to press forward as much. But as I say, that good raid comes in on Anotand's gold vein that he tried to move out to. Holy spearman mass, though.
That's a couple.
Just a
spearmen
few
here and there. I mean, for every knight, you want to have like at least 2 spearmen, and Scarlet Devil has a lot of knights, so it makes sense to have this many spearmen.
Not too many shinobi left out on the field left, only 4 or so, and that's really one where their value diminishes quite heavily as the game goes on. Early on, they were very, very scary and strong, but then as unit masses get bigger, as outposts and static defenses come down, those shinobi really lose their attraction.
Yeah. Kind of don't want to make them, like, after 10 minutes into the game. They do get picked off really, really quickly, and they still cost a decent amount of resources, half of which is gold.
Looks like Anotand wants to take the fight. He has the numbers here. Shinobi, Horsemen. Horsemen have the movement speed, so those low health knight, that 2 health knight should go down if Anotand wanted.
DC.
Oh, well. DC helps him on out. Or, oh. And Scarlet Devil, he's having to move further and further out for this food. That's what we talked about. That's going to be his... No! Oh, village!
Oh, he noticed. Okay. Thank God.
But this is definitely going to be his pain point. It's all the food he's had. Look at how far he is in the mid-map. He's closer to Anotand's base than he is his now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little vision that you get forward, right? But this is feeling very rough at the moment for Scarlet Devil. And he's got so much military in at the moment. Granted, most of it is spearmen, and Scarlet Devil does have the theoretical counter against it. Lots of gold at the bank as well for Scarlet Devil.
I feel like Anotand almost has enough spears, though, to take the fight against the archers, too, with the horsemen that he has. The archers can't continue to kite away because of how many spears there actually are.
Yeah. It is a lot.
Demo ship. Oh my gosh. Imagine a demo ship right now.
That would be crazy.
He's queuing it up. It's just a little too late. Oh, no. If he had the idea just a little bit earlier.
That would have been A lot of damage coming in. Nope. Goes down beforehand. Scarlet Devil, though, lost another 2 villagers there on the berries. Horseman being active. Knights coming in, though, to defend now.
Outpost denied. And then forces the knights on back and away. Anotand taking this time to go up with the floating gate. And Scarlet Devil, he's trying to match that Castle Age timing too. He's 200 food away, but that's what's constantly being idled. That's constantly what's being pressured. And he doesn't have a long-term food resource for himself.
Yeah, Royal Institute now coming in. Doesn't really have another choice here. He's got a lot of knights out. Guildhall is not going to pay off in time. And we see 3 villagers over here that could be getting picked off once again.
Anotand just doing the drive-by here. He's getting vision, getting knowledge, and sees the Royal Institute. This might be where he decides to go for it.
Villagers could turn around.
Able to kill one and just run on away again. Oh, I didn't even notice he split off one of the horsemen on the wood line.
Yes.
Still,
How did he split that one off? I didn't notice that. Orange and yellow, man. Looks like Scarlet Devil hasn't noticed as well. Oh.
He's still getting the pings. The villagers are still there. The villagers came back. Horsemen, though, they get cut off on the run back around. Archers able to get some damage. About all those horsemen are under half health.
Oh, the mass of infantry now moving forward. It's so many spearmen. Now, with the upgrade coming
How
as
do you
well
take this
behind
fight?
You can't. And there's a lot of mounted samurai now coming out as well. So he's going to have a good frontline tank as well. Archers.
Shinobi here to help, but mainly just spears. Knights are trying to arrive. There's a huge spear mess, though. And this is what I was saying. The archers are trying to kite back, and ultimately they're still getting some connections from the spears. Mounted Samurai arrive. First 2 run right into the mass of Scarlet Devil. Military masses are pretty even now at this point, and that is definitely favoring Scarlet Devil because of the value. 20 Royal Knights with Royal Institute.
Yeah, veterancy on the archers in now as well. Scarlet Devil is behind significantly in the economy. Anotand now investing into sprinkle emplacements. Ooh, he's gonna find some villagers
still
again.
Circling. He's done such a good job in all of these games with just splitting off a few units and just getting damage, idle time, villager picks here and there. It all ends up adding up, and those villagers, 8 villagers, having to run on away yet again.
Yeah, that's right. A couple more villagers will go down again. Not quite at a point yet where Scarlet Devil can... Actually, he's got 5 knights in queue. That's a lot. That's a lot. We don't have any upgrades from the Royal Institute now yet, though.
Look at what Anotand's transitioning into. He says Mounted Samurai, yes, but I see some Onimushas on the way.
Interesting, but there's still so many archers out on the field. Batted up as well. Oh, that wall isn't finished.
I feel like he's almost going to replace the horseman position with the Onimusha. Now the knights can't chase down that raiding unit of the Onimusha. What's he going to do to deal with it? He can't split his archers back home. That they need to be forward and mass together. So that's kind of where I feel like Anotand's going to use this, not to take the head-on engagements, but just to continue to keep Scarlet Devil on the back foot.
We are getting Royal Bloodlines in now, though, for Scarlet Devil. So all of the knights that he still has alive, 27 and counting, are going to have a lot more value behind them. Even more.
Yep, and I think that's the timing that Scarlet Devil needs. He's getting Royal Bloodlines, he's getting Candled Saddles, he is ready to get this timing push with those pseudo-Imperial Age upgrades.
He's going to have to take a fight soon, though, I feel like, because Anotand, his food income, his economy overall is just looking so much better. He's getting soon close to, like, 200 of 200 pop.
Yeah, he definitely has quite a significant lead over here against Scarlet Devil. But again, the value of the military right now for Scarlet Devil is what I would be afraid of from Anotand. There's always that point against the French where they get those upgrades in, they all in, and you just don't, you have the numbers, you just don't have the text that you need to deal with it.
The upgrade is in now. Royal Bloodlines is through. Are we going to see the engagement now coming in for Scarlet Devil? Has the archer count And there's no villagers close to the TC. Actually, never mind. Wait, yeah, these aren't villagers. These are the spearmen running inside now.
And Scarlet Devil finally getting textiles in. Feel like that could have been used a little bit earlier. Anotand positioning the relic to defend this as well. So if Scarlet Devil takes the dive, there's going to be a nice whoa. There it is. Scarlet Devil immediately has to turn around. More and more damage is going to be coming down from that TC and the mass. Just a little bit of delay here. Anotand, he's ready to defend this. He's ready to take this
Mangonel.
fight. Mangonel.
Oh, this could be huge. Big shot, big shot!
Oh, huge shot there. Knights diving into the spears. Anotand loves this fight so far. Happy with it. Scarlet Devil has to position back. The Knights are still taking the engagement. And Scarlet Devil's numbers are falling so fast. Mangonel just cleans up the rest of the archers.
Where are the archers? They're not here anymore. The Bannerman aura as well on the spearmen, just dishing out so much damage here. Anotand.
Now, Anotand gets to have the full gas forward. He's ready to go towards the base of Scarlet Devil. All that forward food positioning that Scarlet Devil was taking advantage of, that he had to take, is now thrown right down the drain. There needs to be a farm transition, but there can't be a farm transition. Anotand took the fight that he needed to close out that game, defended it perfectly there with the Mangonel.
Yeah, well, Mangonel just got so much value, and once again, more villagers going down here. God. And this big mass of infantry, all of them able to burn down buildings as well. And Scarlet Devil doesn't have the counter on the field anymore. Mangonel coming up forward now as well. Just like that, outpost goes down. Villagers inside get picked off now.
And I feel like that Scarlet Devil had some chances, had some timings in this game, but with forward farms, forward bases, forward outposts that are all falling, there doesn't seem to be much hope left. Anotand is ready to secure this series for himself and ready to move on along.
Yeah, the farms, the front, everything now being just burned down. Not enough archers here. Good Mangonel shot again. It's just been the theme of the game, right? Like earlier we saw Mangonels for Anotand as the Malians not looking so good, but now in this situation they're having a much different impact.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows you when your units aren't microed and the Mangonel hits where it needs to hit, they still get the job done. They still do the correct thing, but you still need to micro against the Mangonel.
Knights jumping on it.
He tries to go for the Mangonel, but that's not worth it. You just lost like 6 Knights for 1 Mangonel.
So many more Knights going down. He's not peeling back. It's just an endless blood from Anotand. And GG gets called. Anotand able to win the set 3-1.
A fun series. Scarlet Devil had opportunities, but Anotand still proved to be the victor there. You can see the villager count. You can see the total unit count and composition. The military value all on Scarlet Devil's side, but that's not the only thing that matters.
Yeah, unit count on his side until Mangonel suddenly hit there. Man, the economy count, like so much economy killed in the mid game all throughout. Anotand being incredibly active with his horsemen. Maybe a little bit of a slow reaction time here from Scarlet Devil, pulling back the villagers or just getting outposts up a little bit earlier on those economy kills. But man, still overall, for Scarlet Devil's first like really major tournament appearance, he's playing really well. Like nerfs have to definitely play into it as well.
Absolutely. Oh, nerfs have to play into it. When you're on the big stage for the first time, it's definitely coming in. But hey, he got a win. He got that one knocked out. It's not like he's, out of the tournament now. There's going to be the elimination games that he'll have a chance for.
Exactly. All right, taking a look at the replay at that point in time, Scarlet Devil looking pretty good here. He did lose his fishing income on the right-hand side, but is able to take, like so far, he took some really good trades, destruction value in his favor, up against the Shinobi, up against the Spearmen. Villagers also getting picked off here at the front side, definitely. Like this time it was really good for Scarlet Devil.
Yeah, this is one too. I will say a little bit of an oversight. You called out that outpost didn't have any upgrades. I want to say like 2 minutes before that push happened, and he had the stone to get arrow slits. He had the stone to get fortifications, and just none of them came through. And it proved to be a point that actually made Anotand kind of get on the back foot here. But so many good return rates. I'm actually look at
There
that.
it is. That's where he split it off.
Okay, that was such a good split there by Anotand. Just takes one of the horsemen, keeps it into the wood line. The rest of the units bait the whole army across. He ends up getting an extra 2-3 villagers here, and right after this too, there's about 10 villagers that end up killing the horsemen, and just so much value just from that one little play. And this was the fight that really proved to be the decider. The value is actually on Scarlet Devil's side, even though the numbers don't show it. But Anotand just has all the counter units, and the Mangonel pops out. Look at this first shot
We're
from the
at
Mangonel.
33 archers, and then the Mangonel should just hit so many, and we're immediately at 29.
Oh my gosh. And that first shot is just all he needs. The second shot too here, I think it's maybe the third one. Even all of them. They're able to hit 4, 5, 6 different archers every single time. This is it.
Yeah.
Oh! That was like 7 falling in one shot, and then there's just nothing to help clean up the spears. It's also really hard to micro these fights with the archers because you need to be hitting the spears, but the spears are sitting on top of mounted samurais, and there's also 45 of those spears. So very, very fun game decider there from Anotand, and again, he gets to move on to the next round.